अस्सलाम वालेकुम। आज हमारा MCQs नंबर 31 है। द पॉलिटिकल टर्म शैडो कैबिनेट स्टैंड फॉर, इसका आंसर है ओपोजिशन मेंबर। द शैडो कैबिनेट इज़ द टर्म ऑफ सीनियर स्पोक्स पीपल चूजन बाय द लीडर ऑफ द ओपोजिशन टू मिरर द कैबिनेट इन गवर्नमेंट। ईच member of the shadow cabinet is appointed to lead on a specific policy area for their party and to question and challenge their counterpart in the cabinet। 32 है हमारे पास MCQs। डील ऑफ द सेंचुरी presented by the US President Donald Trump related to फ़लस्तीन इशू। द ट्रम्प पीस प्लान भी इसको हम कहते हैं। द ट्रम्प पीस प्लान ऑफिशियली टाइटल पीस टू प्रॉस्पेरिटी, अ विजन टू इम्प्रूव द लाइव्स ऑफ द Palestinian and Israeli people, was a proposal by the Trump administration to resolve the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Donald Trump formally unveiled the plan in a White House press conference alongside Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on 28 January 2020. The plan had been delayed by 2 years and previously rejected by the Palestinians who were not invited to the meeting. अच्छा यार, अगर मैं कुछ गलत पढ़ रहा हूँ या मुझसे मतलब प्रोनाउंसिएशन में अगर कोई मसला हो, गलत पढ़ रहा हूँ तो इसके लिए माजरत। उसके बाद है हमारे पास द लेंथिएस्ट रिटन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ द वर्ल्ड इज़ इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन। द इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इज़ द वर्ल्ड्स लॉन्गेस्ट फॉर अ sovereign nation. At its enactment, it had 395 articles in 22 parts and 8 schedules at about 1,45,000 words. It is the second longest active constitution after the Constitution of Alabama in the world. The word Rex stands for the king. Here all the possible meaning and translation of the word Rex: an animal which has a genetic recessive variation that causes the guard hairs to be very short or fully lacking. Etymology from the Rex, referring originally to rabbits of King Albert of Belgium, entered English around 1920. Ho Chi Minh was leader and president of North Vietnam. Ho Chi Minh was the founder and first leader of Vietnam's nationalist movement, starting at an early age at the dawn of the 20th century. Ho became a ये हमारे पास है, ये प्रेसिडेंट होना चाहिए था, स्ट्रेडिडेंट लिख दिया है। वाइस फॉर एन इंडिपेंडेंट वियतनाम, ही वाज इंस्पायर्ड बाय द बोल्शेविक रेवोल्यूशन एंड ज्वाइंड द कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी। Continental shelf limits of Pakistan is 200 nautical miles to 350 nautical miles. Continental shelf is a portion of the continent that is submerged under an area of relatively shallow water known as a shelf sea. Much of these shelves were exposed by drops in sea level during glacial period. The shelf surrounding an island is known as an insular shelf. 37 है MCQs. Soviet Union was replaced by Russian Federation in December 1991. The Soviet Union, officially the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics (USSR), was a communist state that spanned much of Eurasia from 1920 to 1991. It was nominally a federal union of 15 national republics. In practice, its government and economic were highly centralized unit. Its final year, the country was a one-party state governed by the Communist Party of the Soviet Union. 38 है हमारे पास सेटलमेंट ऑफ बॉर्डर डिस्प्यूट एंड साइनिंग ऑफ बाउंड्री एग्रीमेंट विद चाइना proved a milestone in the history of sino-pak relation. Which of the following diplomats rendered his service to finalize the agreement? आंसर इसका है जुल्फ़िकार अली भुट्टो। द पाकिस्तान चाइना बाउंड्री एग्रीमेंट finalizing the border between Pakistan and China was signed in March 19 63. This agreement became quite controversial owing to India and refusal to acknowledge it because they also asserts sovereignty over some of the areas. Kyoto Protocol came into force in 2005. The Kyoto Protocol was an international treaty which extended the 1992 United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change (UNFCCC) that commits state parties to reduce greenhouse gas emission based on the scientific consensus that part 1 global warming is occurring and that human made CO2 emission are driving it. 40 MCQ number 40 है Pakistan installed her first nuclear power station in Karachi with the cooperation of Canada. PAECS जिसको हम कहते हैं फर्स्ट न्यूक्लियर पावर रिएक्टर कराची K1 KNU PP1 at Paradise Point in Sindh province about 25 km west of Karachi was a small 100 megawatt electron 90 megawatt electron net Canadian pressurized heavy water reactor PHWR. The unit started up in 1971 and was shut down in August 2021. MWE का मतलब होता है मेगावाट्स इलेक्ट्रिक और ये हमारे पास जो कहता है कि कैनेडियन प्रेशराइज्ड हैवी वाटर, ये दरअसल रिएक्टर के अंदर हैवी वाटर हम यूज़ हाई स्पीड वाटर बल्कि हम यूँ कहेंगे यूज़ करते हैं, वो एक अलग बहस है. ओके, अल्लाह हाफिज़.